Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Gamelot. Today, I'm playing some Flashing Lights gameplay on the fire department side. So for the there's a bunch of green dots. For those of y'all that do not know what Flashing Lights is, it is a simulation game. Basically, for the most part, to sum it all up, it's basically like LSPDFR for the police side, but a weaker version of it, and it's not as hard on your computer. And then it's also like Emerge NYC, but like I said, also a weaker version. Just it's a lot lighter. But we're playing some multiplayer right now. We're playing online with a couple other people. This is just a random lobby in the game that I just happened to walk into, and I think he got this fire. But oh, look, we got a fire chief now. Oh, yep, he put it out. So far I've been playing. I got probably about 27, 28 hours on this game already. But just today I got probably like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. This is like my third lobby. But this game is actually pretty fun, especially like when you find a really cool server or a really good group of people that all play together and all basically work together to help keep the game moving or keep things going the way it needs to go. So the cool thing that I like so far about this game is that the police can run some calls, EMS can run other calls, fire department can all run their own separate calls, and then there's some calls where actually all of y'all might need to help out. So like I know that there are calls where the police are in the game and they may have to block traffic for you, or they might have to arrest somebody. It might be an arson call, which is actually a call that came out right before the call I just responded to. And basically with that, the fire department and the police department work together. Fire department, of course, has the and we got a tree blocking the road. What are they doing today? I really don't even want to accept this. Let me go ahead and see what this is. Oh, I hate going out to the county. So there's a couple different calls. So like this one is a tree down. So like when you arrive on scene, you actually see the whole tree blocking. Oh my god! Ah, crap. You'll see the whole tree dropping in the middle of the road, and basically what you gotta do, you gotta pull out a chainsaw and then go from there and try and cut it down and basically just drag it off to the side of the road so it's not blocking up everything else. Alright, so keep straight. Oh my goodness. And there's like random bugs like this where somebody's speeding past you, they can just flip you up in the air. Alright, and the ladder truck in this game is horribly slow, and the turn radius is even worse. Oh my gosh, and it takes forever just to pick up speed again. Alright, so I got keep straight, and then make a left, and then it's in like this sandy area. So I'm not sure exactly if the game is completed or if they're still working on adding more stuff. But right now it's only but one city, a really big highway, and a couple like small little town areas in the game. What else is in here? You of course you have like a sandy area, which is I guess supposed to be the beach area, but it's just so random and so weird that like when you're playing, like you'll see this and then you may not see anything else for a while, or like you'll see like the random gas station. Oh, I think I missed my turn. Oh, this is about to be terrible. You'll see like a random gas station at random parts. We need the fire department at the diner. You gonna have to wait. But as you can see, if like by reading the text, the police in the game, they're requesting basically for fire department to come out and help them. Right now it's only 3 of us. It's one guy who's playing as a fire chief. Somebody else has the engine / tanker, and then I have the quint, which is aka the ladder truck and the engine mixed together. And we're all responding right now to this. Okay, it looks like the other guys are actually heading his way to the diner. I'm not exactly sure what objects the smaller vehicles have, as far as like if they got stalls or anything. There we go. And as you can see in the chat, their police is requesting us, and the guy who's quote unquote the fire chief is basically saying we're responding to a tree down. And now I'm on scene. All right, let me get back here, grab my chainsaw. Additional, no. Where's the chainsaw? There we go. So then basically, like, this game is like a bit, how can I explain it? It's like a whole bunch of circles. So like you see these little chainsaw points. Basically, you hold those points and then they open up or they become smaller, and then you can go from there. So if you have a really good group of people, everyone will pitch in and everybody will help out with all the missions. So like you're not going to be like the only one with a saw like I am right now. So as you can see, the fire chief, he grabbed a saw. He's cutting trees. I'm cutting trees. The other guy, he just left. And see, now the fire chief, he's over there grabbing tree limbs and stuff and pulling things off to the side of the road so that we can open up the roadway again. Now there are some cars in the game to where you can basically like pull over cars, or cars can get in your way. There's also a fuel feature in the game, so basically with the fuel feature, your vehicle does have a fuel system and it needs to be full so that you can run on calls. If your fuel dies down low enough, you'll see the light or the indicator on there start flashing. Once that indicator starts flashing, then it will let you know that you have to alright, did I end the call? No, it did. It will let you know that you have to that you should go get fuel relatively soon, otherwise you'll be just stuck and the fire truck won't move. Alright, so let's start heading back. Let me see what I don't even think I can back up here. But let's try to anyway. So now hopefully, I mean, this game has been in development for a while. They do, so far from what I've been keeping up with the Steam notes for this one particular game, is that with this one particular game is that they do have different I mean not different, but they do have updates roughly about every month. Where's this at? Oh, yes, this is already on the side of the town that I'm on. Alright, perfect. Alright. So now we got 3 of us responding to this container fire. It's gonna be me, the chief, and then another person, which is in another fire truck. Why do you have parked cars in the middle of the road? Courthouse. So there's also like random things that happen where so far the game is still pretty buggy to where you'll still see like random cars parked, or you'll see like vehicles not moving but the people are in them, and it's just random stuff like that that still continues to happen, even though they're fixing the bugs in the game. And that was another one where the vehicle just disappeared, but they're still fixing the bugs in the game, so it's only but like 3 or 4 car models from like other cars that you'll see. Alright, there we go. Gotta make that turn. And this is like one of the really random call outs that are just like in the middle of nowhere. And then also, the cool thing I did like though was for every vehicle that you hit, or for everything that you for every vehicle that you hit, or for everything that you knock down, it does take away from your points, but the points are really easy to add back up. It's just a matter of basically just doing your job title or your task at hand. So putting out a small fire, that gives you points. Making it on scene to the call, that gives you points. Finishing the call, that gives you points. There's a lot of things in here that makes it really easy to gain points. Oh, somebody's on a cat in a tree. Oh, and I think the ladder truck is getting stuck. It's in the dirt. while they're responding to that, I'm gonna try and make it back to the firehouse. And I also need to figure out where the pump is on this because I don't know. So while we're en route to here, I'm gonna just speed this up and then we'll go right to the gas station and I'll show you guys basically a little bit of the fuel system and how it works. Alright, you guys, so now we're back. We are at the gas station. I'm gonna show you guys how this works. Hopefully the pump is on this side. I don't remember. Well, correction, I never even filled up a fire truck on this game before. So click fuel and is it here? Yes. So it's here. Crap, and I hit the wrong button. But so you can go. Oh, I gotta turn the engine off first. Alright, let me turn this off. So it's just like very realistic. So like you actually do have things that you have to do as far as like turn your vehicle off and like turn your vehicle off before you can pump. They do have lights. They have turn signals that I'll also be messing around with momentarily. So the cool part about it is like when you're fueling, you can look there and you can also look right there. So that green circle that just disappeared, that was for, there we go, put that back. That was for your fuel gauge. So your fuel gauge, you can view it from right there. And it's actually, it makes it pretty cool because now when you go to the gas station, it actually looks like you're like actually pumping gas to the point where you have to look and check and see how much fuel you put in it. Your lights also turn on and off. So those are my lights. And a lot of these buttons are really easy. And it works perfectly fine with a controller. So like me right now, I'm actually playing with one of my controller now, and I'm having no problems at all. No problem or difficulty with like having to reach back and forth to the keyboard because everything is also mapped out for the. I'm not going on that. Everything is also mapped out for the controller, so it makes it a lot easier. Come on, turn. All right. I do think I need to fill. Yes, I need to fill up my pump before I go anywhere else. Alright, so let me go ahead and back up and fill up my tank since we got hydrant right here at the firehouse. Alright, and I'm not going to accept that because I need to put water in this tank. So they also have a simple menu system. So like if you're running a fire or you need to fill up, everything you need for that particular fire call is all in one tab instead of having to search multiple tabs or going to different parts of the vehicle in order to find it. So this makes it really easy. So you have a basic fire extinguisher, which all the vehicles carry, water hose, water supply hose, which basically means that that's the hose that you'll use to feed water from the hydrant to your truck. An SCBA, which is a breathing apparatus. Let me see if I can take that back off. There we go. An SCBA, which is breathing apparatus, and then you also have a fan. And then in the rescue menu for like your rescue calls, you have spreaders, a med bag, a ladder, axe, chainsaw, and scene lights. All of those can be used at different points to basically help you out with your call. And you also have road flares and cones to help you block off traffic. So the cool part about the road flares and cones is that they actually do stop or divert traffic in a different direction. So let me plug this up here. Come back over here and look at these numbers. So if you look at that number right there in the middle that's moving very, very quickly and going up, there's no hydrant on or off system in the game yet, or if they will be installing it, that I do not know. But I forgot how to do this. But for the meantime, okay, there we go. For the meantime, it just makes it easier. All right, now that I got water, let me go ahead and respond to this call. Oh wow, and that's just around the corner. All right, so now with this, it makes it really easy. So like whenever a call comes out, everybody sees the same call and everybody can respond on the same call with you. Where's the smoke? I feel like it's back here. So everybody can respond to the same call that's like on the fire side, and all the police personnel can also see the same call. So Lincoln 19 just responded to an arson activity in the area. That call could also pop up for the fire department, and then basically with that, all three of us will be running the call together. So now, just like how with the tree down, how we talked about the circle system, and basically the really easy way to put stuff out, it's the same way for like if you're fighting a fire. So these little red squares will pop up once you locate where the fire is, and then as you continue to put the fire out, they basically will start filling up blue to let you know how much progress you have made. So like this particular call has four little circles I have to find, and most of the time they're not really hard to find. Just aim for the area at the base of where the smoke is coming from. 9 times out of 10, you will always get it. And there it goes, just that simple. So now, hopefully, we got a rescue call, and I can show you guys that, and then we can go from there. So they also have the ladder on the ladder truck is fully functionable. You can raise it, you can lower it. They have working outriggers. There are ladders on the fire truck, or a ladder on the fire truck, the ladder truck that you can use. And basically with that, basically with that, you have one ladder and it's an extension ladder. You can put it up, lower it, and basically use that to help you out on your calls. Oh, and there's auto fire. Where's it at? So the only thing, another thing I noticed is while you're oh my gosh, somebody in chat. Another thing I noticed is that when you play, there is a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot of, but there's a short loading time for where your call menu will pop up at. So like right now, I'm responding to this auto fire, and if you looked, it took a few minutes to show up, and even the police and EMS are on scene now, trying to keep it in control. Fire hose, water hose, and then connect to the pump, and then come over here, start putting it out. So there's still a couple spots on the vehicles or on fires where, as you can see here, you can aim it in one spot and hit all three at one time, or you can aim it in one location and only hit one and miss out on the rest of them. Oh, somebody just turned on the scene lights. So that's actually the first time I ever seen the scene lights being used. But that's actually pretty cool, how bright you can actually make the scene once you turn on those lights. Alright. So that's all set. I believe it was... yeah, that was the chief. I didn't even know his buggy had scene lights in it. But now... let's go ahead and put this water hose back. No, back. Alright, there we go. And then from here, we will just stick around and then wait and see if we can get another a rescue call to run on, and I can show you guys how that works too. Alright, you guys. So, now that I made it back to the firehouse, I can show you guys a little bit of what's going on in the firehouse so far. It's not really a whole lot, because like I said, the game is still under works and it's playable, but there's still some stuff missing. So far in the game, you have the garage, basically your engine bay, while the fire truck's set at. All the doors are controllable by the little green button. When it's down, it's red. When it's up, it's green. Really simple. Then you also have basically your reception area, or what's supposed to be the reception area. And with the reception area, it's, for right now, it's just fire extinguishers and boxes, which is actually kind of cool because it makes it look like the game is trying to, or yeah, I would say the game is basically trying to show that it's a work in progress. So as you can see, they got caution tape, couple boxes, a whole lot of fire extinguishers. Also here, you can also, whenever you're playing, instead of having to exit the game and then rejoin, you can easily go and change your role at whatever building you're in. So whether that be the firehouse, the police station, or the hospital if you're playing as EMS, then you can do that. You can also select your vehicles. Right now for the fire department, it's only but 4 vehicles. You have the ladder truck or the quint, the tanker, which is basically your engine, and then you also have your uh, basically your your fire department SUV, and a fire department car, which is your Crown Vic and your Ford Explorer. So now being upstairs, we have a couple different rooms basically showing the same stuff. A couple boxes, caution signs, basically showing that the game is still under work. And then you also have a pole. You have 2 poles that you can go down. It's very simple to use. Just walk up to it and hit your interaction button, which is the enter or A on the controller if you're using like a Logitech controller or a Xbox One controller. And then basically from there, you can, as you can see down to the engine bay. If you walk over to the pole, it's not gonna let you do anything like fall. But if you hit the action, it lets you slide down the pole. Now let me go ahead and turn off this because I have a feeling I'm gonna forget. But for right now, we're gonna hang out in the firehouse and see if we can get a rescue call. All right, you guys. So I'm back. So we just got a rescue call, and we're gonna go ahead and respond. Let me see where this is, so I know which way to go. All right, it's gonna be right off the highway. So I believe it's me and one of the other fire department chiefs or fire units. We'll both be taking this call. And clearly the police have something going on in the middle. In the middle of the intersection. But as you guys can see, when you hit a car, the alarm goes off, and then you also lose points. But we got fire and EMS responding right now. As you can see, the ambulance just went past me. Alright, so this is going to be a drive, but basically on these type of calls, you have a couple different options. So some parts of it for EMS, they can't do certain things until you arrive on scene. So basically, if the door needs to be popped open or cut open, then they wouldn't be able to get to the patient and do patient care until you show up. Oh boy! All right, they recover. They wouldn't be able to do patient care until you show up, and then from there, basically police would be there to basically help with traffic control. And as you can see, somebody else just rejoined the game, and they're in what's called like a sprinter van, or what some jurisdictions use as sprinter vans as chase cars. And basically with that, it's just a medic or EMT, most likely a medic, and they're just like the quick response person, and their whole job is to get there first and try and stabilize the person as best as they can until the ambulance actually shows up to transport them to the hospital. I'm gonna turn that siren off. That's getting annoying. But I think this is the first time I actually ran an accident all the way out here. So then with this, alright, so Chief is already on scene. Looks like he got the lights out. And I'm gonna just park right here and leave room for EMS. Alright, so let's run over and see. So we got the scene lights out. Looks like we got one trapped in the car. Chief is already doing patient care on the person. I feel like the EMT is about to, okay, no, he's not. Alright, so let me go ahead and grab rescue and then go to spreaders. So as you can see, everybody right now on this call is all doing something. The chief is doing patient care or starting patient care, while the EMT or the medical in the ambulance is starting to do what he gotta do. So let me go ahead and start spreading the door. What is going on? Alright, so I feel like these spreaders are broke. Oh, it was just working. So basically, it's been so long since I've done this, but when you do it, you hold the A button and then you hold the right trigger. So now it's giving me an option to interact using a med bag or other items from your truck. Alright, so let me run back. Let me go ahead and put these away, and now I'll grab my med bag and then start assessing him while I wait for the see, the other EMT is here. So now what they're basically doing, they're going to be getting like basically vital signs on the patient, what's going on, and it doesn't go too far in depth, but patient 2 applied neck collar. Alright, so let me hop in. So you can inspect the patient, and basically while you're inspecting the patient, it gives you points towards like what you see is going on. So like neck pain, back pain, this one is clearly injured in a couple spots. And alright, close, person cannot undress him. Alright, perform CPR, no. Alright, and then we're gonna put a neck collar on him. Alright, request for, alright, so alright, so the neck collar's on. So now we just gotta wait for one of the EMTs basically to grab the stretcher. Once he grabs the stretcher and puts the stretcher in place, then the patient will be loaded onto the stretcher from there. Alright, cancel that. Alright, so as you can see, the EMT is moving the stretcher around, and when he does this, that only he will be able to do it, but let me see if I can get, okay. So then he also has a life pack. So as you can see in here, he has a bag, a life pack, and basically the life pack is like a monitor. Like if you ever walked into a hospital and you actually see someone hooked up to a monitor and you hear it go beep, beep. Basically it's like that. So like that's what that used for. But as you can see, oh boy, I'm in the way. Keep forgetting how to crouch. I'll figure it out later. But as you can see, like the chief right now, or the person who's basically is the chief, he got road flares out in his hand, and the neck collar is put on him. There should be one on the other guy too, but it's going to be kind of hard to see because his neck is just all types of bent out of place. Now the only thing about it though is that like other people's like med bags you wouldn't be able to use. It has to basically be your equipment off of your fire truck. And as you can see, like the chief, he blocked off, well, he didn't block off, but he rerouted traffic from his direction into a different direction. Normally in like a scene like this, you just want to either basically just do a straight line, and that way it keeps all other vehicles stopped. Alright, so as you can see, he just put a splint on him. So when you're playing as an EMT on the game, you have so many different options that you can do basically to help out with patient care. So the medic in the Sprinter van, he just applied the splint, and now the other EMT is about to go ahead and put him on the stretcher. These actions here can be either very, very role play. It all depends on how you are with interacting with people, or how serious they want to get into it. But it can easily go from just doing these actions right here, not really communicating or saying anything, to basically saying, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and having to type out everything. So depending on where you're playing or how you're playing and who you're playing with, it can easily get that serious to that point. Alright, so he's all loaded up. So now if you wanted to, you can actually go and get in, and you can also close the doors and open up like side doors and stuff like that. You're also able to like get in and basically sit back there with the patient if you wanted to, but I'm not about to sit back here with them, because if he pulls off, my fire truck is stuck here. You can also hop up in the front seat of an ambulance and other stuff like that. And the guy in the Sprinter never did do anything with him. Let me grab my bag again and go ahead and request for a transport unit for that other guy. And then basically once you request a transport unit, you can basically you can leave after that, because then it's AI that will be coming to get them. So Very simple. Ambulance will take it from there. And just let me grab my bag. And then this is basically the end of the scene right here. The ambulance is on its way to the hospital. The sprinter van is going. And that's basically it right there. So this is how basically a rescue scene looks. And here goes the other ambulance. And hopefully with the update, it fixed it to where it's not going to bug or break. But let's go ahead and head back to the station, and I'll stop past the police station and the hospital and show you guys how it is. Alright, so guys, we're back, and now this is the hospital, and as you can see, the EMT that was also on scene. He is he just dropped off the patient, so now he's going to walk him inside, and then from there he takes him inside, and the inside is empty, just like the firehouse. There's little checkpoints, like it is like drop patient off and a couple other ones, and basically with those, like drop patient off, change role, select vehicle, same things as the firehouse except for that one for basically dropping off the patient. And then with that, normally the call out would end, but it seems like some of these are actually still bugged, or that ambulance is stuck at the accident. But now we're gonna go ahead and ride down the street since it's not that far away, and we'll go ride down the street and check out the police station. Oh boy. Alright. So now this is like the only like city portion of the map. Everything else in the game is basically like really open space. So you got this city part, and then you have maybe like 4 or 5 houses outside of the city, like way outside of the city limits. And those are sometimes used on calls, sometimes they're not used on calls. But okay, I need that person to get out the street. But this is the police station, and basically with the police station, it's all the same stuff. You can pick a vehicle, change your role. The only difference in between here and the police station is that when you decide to change your, well, no, when you bring a patient, I mean not a patient, a suspect. I am getting these EMS terms and things mixed up altogether. When you bring a suspect in, you can register your suspect, and basically when you register your suspect, it takes them and puts them in the quote unquote prison. And then from there, that's basically the end of it, and then you just get back out, and then you go on another one. And as you can see, like I said, same with the firehouse, same with the police station. Everything in the game is still under construction, so I'm not sure if they're gonna have another floor, because I mean the building isn't 1 floor, it's 2. I'm not sure if they're gonna have more than 1 floor available when everything is all done, or if they're gonna do something different. But hopefully, when the game is all done, it looks a lot better. And there we go. Start my truck, and let me go ahead and head back to the firehouse. Another cool thing, depending on the vehicle, so the police have a prisoner transport where you can actually transport more than 1 suspect at one time. Well, correction, I think it's more than 3 suspects at one time. And then they also have a tow truck with the impound lot. So like for the fire department, we don't have like an impound lot or anything, but maybe like a drill area or something like that would actually be really cool just to see in a game. Whether or not it be functional, that wouldn't matter. Well, at least not to me, it wouldn't matter. But this is basically the multiplayer look of flashing lights and all that it has to offer as of right now. Hopefully in the next couple months, or by the time the year's over, that they have a lot more to offer in the game, and it's a lot more entertaining. Because right now, honestly, running the same calls over and over again, that's part of the reason why you see me skipping a lot of them. It starts to get repetitive, and they're always in the same few select locations. But I mean, the game is overall, in my opinion, I give the game a 5 out of 5. I say I'll give it a 5 out of 5 because it leaves room for improvement. But that's my thoughts on the game and the multiplayer. If you like the video, feel free to thumbs up, like, dislike. If you're new to the channel and this is the first time you ever seen any of my videos, feel free to go ahead and hit the bell notification and subscribe to the channel. This way you'll always be notified whenever I put out new content. Um, the Merge NYC is the Merge NYC series is on the way. It is just going to be a lot of trial and error because I want to start off with a multiplayer, and when I start off with the multiplayer, I want it to be with multiple people in the game so you can see everybody's work everyone is working, and it's not just me switching between the 2 or 3 different vehicles. But we'll see how that goes. Until then, this Chief Game a Lot. I'm signing off.